carrots reached the nose of Toad, but he stubbornly refused to eat it. Instead, Toad wailed and would not be comforted, so the wise girl retired for a time. Boys and girls, buffalo squeak is a traditional English dish made of leftover vegetables, in which the main ingredients are potato and cabbage. It's often eaten with a meat roast, and its name comes from the sound the food makes as it cooks. When the girl returned some hours later, she carried a tray with a cup of fragrant tea steaming on it, and a plate piled up with hot buttered toast. Toad sat up, dried his eyes, sipped his tea, and munched his toast. Before long, he began talking freely. The jailer's daughter saw that this social interaction was doing Toad as much good as the tea. "Tell me about Toad Hall," said the girl. "Toad Hall," said Toad proudly, "is a gentleman's residence dating from the 14th century. It is 5 minutes from the church, the post office, and the golf course. It's suitable for—" "Oh, gracious me," said the girl, laughing. "I don't want to buy it. Tell me something real about it. But first wait till I fetch you some more tea and toast." She skipped away and presently returned with a fresh trayful. And Toad, munching on another piece of buttered toast, told her all about Toad Hall. They had many interesting talks together after that, and the jailer's daughter grew quite fond of Toad. One morning, the girl spoke to Toad in an exceptionally thoughtful manner. "Toad," she said, "I need you to listen carefully. I have an aunt who is a washerwoman." Now, boys and girls, what do you think a washerwoman means?
Who
Well,
cleans
a washerwoman's job is to wash laundry.
Just take a listen, remember, we've gone over
There,
all these
there,
things,
said
so-
the Toad kindly. "Never mind, don't be embarrassed. I have several aunts who ought to be washerwomen. It's all right." "Do be quiet, Toad," said the girl. "As I said, I have an aunt who is a washerwoman. She does the wash for all of the prisoners. If you were to offer her some money, I believe she would let you have her dress and bonnet, and you could escape from here in a disguise. You're very alike in many respects, particularly about the figure." Boys and girls, in other words, the jailer's daughter thinks that Toad looks like her washerwoman aunt. "We're not," said the Toad in a huff. "Toad, I am trying to help you," explained the girl. Yes, I see. Thank you very much," said the Toad hurriedly. "But you wouldn't surely have Mr. Toad going about disguised as a washerwoman." "Well, I suppose you want to escape in a horse-drawn carriage," the girl retorted. Toad began to see the error of his ways. "You are a kind girl," he said. "Please introduce me to your aunt. I am sure we can come to a mutually agreeable arrangement." Next evening, the girl ushered her aunt into Toad's cell. The sight of certain gold coins sealed the deal. In return for the coins, Toad received a cotton print dress, an apron, a shawl, and a black bonnet. The only stipulation the old lady made was that she should be gagged and bound and placed in the corner of Toad's cell. This way, she hoped to escape suspicion that she had helped Toad escape by making it look like she had been attacked. Toad was more than willing to oblige, and when the time came, he tied her up with great gusto. "Now it's your turn, Toad," said the girl. "Take off that coat and waistcoat of yours." When the girl returned, shaking with laughter, she helped him into the dress. "You're the very image of her," she giggled. "Now, good luck, Toad." With a quaking heart, Toad set forth cautiously. He was soon surprised to find that the washerwoman's squat figure, in its Toad's familiar cotton dress, opened every barn door, including the one that opened out onto the outside world. In other words, boys and girls, Toad's disguise worked, and everyone allowed the washerwoman, or really Toad dressed as the washerwoman, through all of the gates and doors into the outside world. Toad immediately walked toward the nearest town. As he walked along, he spotted some red and green lights a little way off, and the sound of the puffing of engines. Aha! He thought, a railway station. He made his way to the station and found that the train, bound more or less in the direction of his home, was due to leave. More luck, he said, as he went off to buy himself a ticket. He gave the name of the station that he knew to be nearest Toad Hall and mechanically reached into his waistcoat pocket for his money. But here the cotton gown thwarted his efforts, as a line began to form behind him of other people trying to buy tickets. The Toad slowly began to realize that not only was there no waistcoat in the gown, but he had forgotten his money back in his jail cell. Forgetting his disguise, the Toad commanded the attention of the clerk. I am Toad of Toad Hall. I've left my money behind. Give me a ticket, and I'll send the money on tomorrow. The clerk ignored Toad's request. Stand away from the window, please, madam, the clerk ordered. Other people want to get by. Full of despair, he wandered blindly down the platform. What was to be done? As he pondered, he found himself opposite the engine, which was being tended to by its driver. Hello, madam, said the engine driver. What's the trouble? Oh, sir, said the Toad, crying afresh. I am a poor one, and I've lost my money and can't pay for a ticket.
Oh wait, he says.
That's a bad business indeed, said the engine driver. Lost your money and can't get home, and I bet you've got some kids too waiting for you, I dare say. Any amount of them, sobbed the Toad, and they'll be hungry and playing with matches.
Almost done, you guys.
Boys and girls, why do you think Toad said that?
Liar!
Well, I'll tell you what I'll do, said the engine driver. Wash some shirts for me. When I get home and send them along, I'll give you a ride in my engine. Toad agreed and scrambled up into the cab of the engine. Of course, he had never washed a shirt in his life, so he didn't intend on doing what he said for the engine driver. The guard waved his flag, and the engine driver whistled, and the train moved out of the station. They had covered many a mile when Toad noticed that the engine driver was leaning over the side of the engine. Then he saw him climb onto the coals and gaze out over the top of the train. Then he returned and said to Toad, "It's very strange. We're the last train running this direction tonight, and I'm sure I heard another following us."
There we go.
Toad became alarmed. By this time, the moon was shining bright, and the engine driver, steadying himself on the coal, could see more clearly the line behind him. Presently, he called out, "I can see it now. It's an engine coming along at a great pace. It looks as if we're being pursued." The miserable Toad crouched in the coal dust. The engine is crowded with policemen and the strangest lot of people, all shouting the same thing. "Stop!" cried the engine driver. At that moment, Toad fell on his knees and cried, "Save me, dear Mr. Engine Driver. I am not a washerwoman. I am Mr. Toad. I have just escaped from prison." The engine driver looked down upon him very sternly and said, "Tell the truth. What were you that you have been a wicked Toad. But you are evidently in distress, so I will not desert you. They piled on more coals. The engine leaped, but still their pursuers gained. The engine driver wiped his brow and said, "It's no good, Toad. They have the better engine. There's just one thing left. A short way ahead of us is a long tunnel. And on the other side of that, the line passes through a thick forest. I will put on all the speed I can while we are running through the tunnel. When we are through, I will put on the brakes. The moment it's safe to do so, you must jump and hide in the woods. Then I will go full speed again." They piled on more coals and the train shot into the tunnel and out the other end. The wood lay dark and brooding upon either side of the train tracks. The driver shut off the steam and put on the brakes. The Toad got down on the step, and as the train slowed, he heard the driver call out, "Now! Jump!" Toad jumped, rolled down an embankment, and scrambled into the woods and hid. Peeping out, he saw his train get up to speed again. Then out of the tunnel burst the pursuing train. It didn't take long for Toad to realize that it was now very late and very dark, and he was in an unknown woods. After so many weeks within walls, he found the woods strange and unfriendly. Toad walked until he could walk no further. At last, cold and tired, he sought the shelter of a hollow tree, where he slept till the morning. And boys and girls, that is the end of The Wind in the Willows chapter for today, entitled Toad's Adventures. Hi, boys and girls.
Eyes on me.
Hi, boys and girls.
Eyes on me. Marisol, can you please get my lights?
You dropped it? Okay.
Now, lots of really interesting things have happened. Listening. Lots of really interesting things have happened that give us a lot of information about Toad. And before we started, we talked about needing to do a couple of important things. But before we do, let's go ahead, let's recap what actually happened. How did our story end? How did our story end? First, turn and tell your neighbor.
Toad being in the forest.
Make sure you're also speaking. came to thinking about how our book ended. But just to make sure we don't forget as well, let's see if you can remember some of those things from the very beginning. For example, when we first started off our section, we saw Toad and he was where? He was where? In the very, very beginning of our book. Go ahead, Alexia. He was where?
He was at his house.
Oh, he wasn't at his house.
He was at prison.
Oh, don't shout out. Go ahead, let's hear from Garcia and Hood. He was in prison. We noticed that he was doing a lot of certain actions. What do you think his state of mind must have been being in prison? How do you think that he felt, right? What did he do in the story that showed that feeling? Turn telly partner first. 30 seconds and 29, 28, 27, 26. You talk first. 25, 24, 25, or 50. Oh, but how is his state of mind? How was he feeling? Oh, you tip, you usually flip in my book. Did both of you guys get a chance to share? Oh, what should we be talking about and doing? Thank you. Make sure you're on task. Where to? Whatever you're writing on as well. Or are you writing on the class? And 5. And 4. You guys will be fine. It's not a big deal. 3. 2. Open my door. You get 3 minutes. You can't miss this. This is on our test. Yup. Our math test. This is part of it. 3, 2, 1. Eyes on me. Now I asked you to think about Toad's state of mind, his emotions, right? How is he feeling knowing that he's in jail, he's physically there, and what was he doing that tells you? That stands out. I know exactly how he feels. Go ahead, start me off. Let's hear from Alexis. Hidani, go to the bathroom. Beat it up. All you do is push and kick it down. Pretty easy. All the way, open the door. And this is counting as some of your alone time, my friend. But go ahead, Alexis, let's hear from you.
He felt frustrated because he fell into the yellow.
What is that thing? I'll go back to our picture if you need a reminder. But think of our terms, right? What have we been seeing? What have we been listening to? He's frustrated because he can't sit on the bed?
No.
Why? Does he look frustrated to you?
No. He's crying.
So keep going, Alexis. So what's his state of mind? He's crying. What does that tell us about him?
He's sad.
What's making him sad? That he's in jail, right? What are the other things that the jailer's daughter also needed to help him? Go ahead, let's hear from Natalie. Uh-oh. Who are we listening to right now? As of right now, it's nobody. Please make sure you're respecting our community to earn our community stars. Go. Go ahead, Natalie. Good, right? So thinking about that jailer's daughter, we also talked about this word fond of. Mentioning from what Natalie said, she's trying to help him for Toad to eat, right? How is she showing that she is now fond of Toad? What does that fond mean? Reminds me. Go ahead, Dominic. It to love something, right? You really love and really enjoy doing something. Now, how is Toad able to escape in that sense then? How is he able to escape? Go ahead, Gracia.
He's able to escape because the girlfriend has her own lady and pretending like he was like a washer girl, lady, so he can escape from jail.
So take into account this last question that I have for you. We know that the jailer's daughter is very fond of Toad. She really likes his company. She almost views him as a friend, right? That she's able to help him escape by dressing him up in a disguise. So I want you to think about this and take the next minute to think and share with your partner, right? If you were the jailer's daughter, would you have helped the irresponsible Toad from the dungeon? And why? Right? Would you help him if you were in her position? Or would you say, no, I'm not going to help him do his irresponsible ways? Okay? Take one more listen to that question. If you were the jailer's daughter, would you have helped irresponsible Toad escape from dungeon? Why or why not? Understood?
Understood.
Go ahead, make those connections with all Take a breath. That's a good reason, right? Even if you really, really like them, what about your family? Or you really like them, they were your friend. You guys agree? Would you also say no? Or would you say I would? So if I know the ways to make it a little bit better, you think you should say there's a You can. That's what some persons have to do. Is it a yes or is it a no? Do you agree with them? How is he going to prove it? How does it look like to be responsible? I like the action steps. So you gotta give them some examples. Just like what it's always saying. No. Jordan Oh, you're just gonna be with them? Can you guys update Eduardo on what's going on? Oh, when you see Dominic come back, automatically go home, okay? So you don't need to tell me. Let's go ahead. Eyes on me. Eyes on me. Now, we only have a couple of minutes. I can probably have this talk for about 10 minutes, but I know lots of us have some ideas. So before we start and think about our whys, emergency. Go quickly. I'll go ahead. I'll give you 5 seconds before I start to count up. In 5, in 4, in 3, in 2, and 1. Eyes up here. Yes. Don't I remember I say what I say and I mean what I say. So if I need to empty it out, that's what what's gonna happen. Hands on top of the desk, please. Thank you.
And the floor is not a stack house.
Yep.
That's what I
Eyes on me.
Eyes on you.
Show me a good, quick, go Orchid. Show me a quick vote of hands. Give me a hand if yes, I would help Toad escape from the dungeon.
That's what I said to you.
Versus one, just wait, I'll give us a chance. So I've got even one person. Go ahead, give me a hand up if no, I'm not gonna help him escape like the jailer's daughter. Now I want to hear some good reasons. When we're talking, please remember to respect our community. I'm going to be looking to see, Point where you be looking. I'm going to be listening very, very close, thank you, Jonathan, to see how we are respecting each other when we share. Lots of us have some great ideas. Lots of us should share them. One opportunity to earn one of the stars back depends on how well you are going to listen to your partners that are sharing. We need all of this information to help us with our next activity, looking at point of view. Understood?
Understood.
So we are
Yes, ma'am. Listen to our partner. Listening to our partner and stay silent.
Thank you. Make sure you're thinking about what people are sharing, but in the end, you are waiting for your opportunity. Understood?
Understood.
Then let's go ahead and do it. Tell me your whys. Why are you deciding, no, I'm not going to help him escape? Why are you deciding, yes, I would help him, even though he's being a bit irresponsible? Boys, you're already breaking my community guidelines. Remember, all of us need to do it. Go ahead, help me out first. Let's hear from Hieronimo. We've got a no. Great. He needs to spend his time there because he needs to learn his lesson. He stole something. Keep us going. I want to hear more. Let's hear from Alexander. Ah, if he doesn't, hello, Miss Stackhouse. Okie dokie. Maria, oh, she's, what's it called? Oh, I'm so used to looking for you over there. I was like, where'd she go? But mom is off, so go ahead. Make sure you grab your green and orange folder. Oh, that's another tick on my community guidelines. Make sure that you grab both your folders because both of the things need to get seen by mom. Anyway, keep me going. Right, if he doesn't serve his time, he'll have to get more. We know that. Go ahead, Alicia.
He lied to the things, so now even he lied. He said he borrowed, but he didn't.
Ah, he's not being very honest. Tell me more. We're gonna have to spell this. There we go. Go ahead, tell me more. Let's hear from Kendra. Ah. Eyes on me.
Eyes on you.
Look at what Kendra just shared. Because hers is a very good reason, right? She was able to attach it to other things that we've talked about regarding Toad. Can you guys share what she mentioned?
I can't hear that.
Oh, so go ahead. Kendra, I'm going to have you say it one more time. I am going to pull a stick. Please make sure you are listening carefully. Please make sure you are
Listening carefully.
Kendra, please make sure you're using your your full voice, okay? Go ahead, because I want people to hear what you just shared.
I think no, because he did a lot of bad things, and
No, thank you.
and if he gotten out, I mean, if I helped him, then he would just do more bad stuff, and he would just be bad, and he didn't learn a lesson. But if he got out of jail, but he escaped, then that means that he didn't learn a lesson because escaping is also bad. And yeah.
And Kendra, you're mentioning that he had a problem with escaping. Where have we seen that before? Because is it the first time? How do we know he's got that mean issue with if there's a problem, he's thinking of ways to escape? Because Kendra's doing exactly what we want, right? She's tying why she believes she shouldn't help him with all the things she knows about Toad from before. Help us continue to build. We have this issue with escaping. Go ahead, Emmanuel. Where have we seen that come up before in our book? Ah, everyone, ding, 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 you got it.
Ding, 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 you got it.
I love that, right? We know that lots of us as of right now are saying we're probably not going to help Toad in the way that he's wanting because we think he has a pattern. He continuously escapes situations that do not benefit him. He's not making the best choices. We've seen it with his motor car. We've seen it when his friends, like Mr. Badger, were telling him, you're giving us animals a bad name, right? And now we're seeing it again in this own chapter with him escaping multiple times. Keep it open for now. I want you to continue to think about Toad. I do have to pause us, but think about our predictions. We'll continue right here for tomorrow. Understood? We only have about 10 minutes. I know that,
Until what? We go home.
Kendra, there's some mess behind you, and Emily, I don't know if that's your mask, but one of you guys needs to grab that. I've got some pencils here. I have pencil here and trash right there. No. We don't need to do that much cleaning because our things are clean. Yeah, it's a little chat, but for the most part, they need to. You guys, sit down. If I did not ask you to pick something up, raise your hand and ask me that way. Sit down and do it. No, we line up and it's your turn. Yes. Emily is taking all of my pillows. I already have older people, so no, I don't need any help. No, Emily is. Oh no, you're getting pillows. Gracias coming for the animals. Take a seat if you need to ask me something. Marisol, grab the folders. Let's go.
I wish you were. You could.
Marisol, can you be your partner? For the green. Eyes on me. Drop the Eyes on me. You got those good details, so yes. I know there's something in there. But yes,
Can you get
argue. No folder, no permission slip. Go ahead, Omar. Victor, you are next. You get yours tomorrow. That's Omar. No, Victor. Gerardo, you're next. I don't want it. I have it. Ask me later. I gotta get this. Go ahead, Gerardo. What does that say? Darren. I've been waiting on open. I'm calling you because you're not ready. I've called you, been thinking about it 4 or 5 times now. If I did not call your name, that means your green folder is missing. You cannot have a permission slip until I get the green folder back. Go ahead, put your chair in. Hop in line. Oh, so bring it here. Doesn't help if it's on there. Yes, honey. What? We're not taking the extra home, no. Yes, you can get yours. You need some green one. You need to tell Mom I need a new green one because you need the paper clear. Alicia, let's go. Marisol, don't forget yours. Did you read the Yes, one syllable. One syllable has 2 vowels. Right? Like heel. The first vowel is
Did you see the
and
E?
the second is silent. Circle the name of each picture. Look at our picture. Then we tell me which one has the right sound.
Hi, Mr. Perez.
So the one.
What time do you guys leave?
What, the teacher?
The teacher?
Make sure you're waiting.
They need a 4 because their students are still here.
Iger, no thank you.
Yeah.
What is this?
And you have to go to every class, and so technically
Oh, you Now you've got it. Let's go. Oh, yellow. Disappointing.
What is it?
If you're in line, come back and put chairs up. I don't know who you think I am or who you think you are, but we don't leave chairs down. Especially if you're here. I've got one here. I've got one in the corner. Oh, thank you, Alexia. Can you? If you can't, just leave it unless you want us to do it with our full hands. Then hop in my line and you've got 10 seconds to do that unless you are Alicia. Thank you.